Today, there is not one member of the United States military who is in active duty in a combat zone in any war zone around the world.
Oh, that's
first
great
time
news.
this century. And as of today, there is...
As of today. I remember as of today's. Do you remember as of today's? You can say these words because then you just say as of today. Because if you say today, things can change tomorrow. And it's important when you're a politician to be very specific on your language. Don't just tell people what they want to hear. Tell them the news by accident. And I can't think of this video more than this right now when it comes to troops being deployed. During the debate was one of my favorite videos to come out after the debate, besides my own. Just being honest. We're people too. But this is one of my favorite videos. Watch this.
Well, I will tell you, I agreed with President Biden's decision to pull out of Afghanistan. 4 presidents said they would, and Joe Biden
wonderful.
did. And as a result,
What do you mean full
America's
lies?
taxpayers are not paying the $300 million a day
Oh,
we
that's
were paying
great.
for that endless war.
Thank you.
And as of today, there is
As of
not
today.
one member of the United States military who is in active duty in a combat zone in any war zone around
that's great
the world.
news.
The first time this century.
What?
But let's understand.
So where the fuck are we right now?
I try to get the beep. I try to, folks. Even this guy. Where am I? What's happening? Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris said as of today. And today can mean anything we want it to be. And this is breaking. U.S. is sending aircraft carrier warships, fighter squadron to the Middle East after the killing of the senior Hamas leader in Tehran earlier this week. You thought we were going to be anti-war. You thought war was going to stop? No chance. Turns out Kamala said, and this is a joke, okay, Gavin Newsom. Kamala, my bad. We do have them troops up in these streets. Yeah. Sorry. No freedom for you. Not today. No freedom for you. So we have troops being sent to the Middle East. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. For the military-industrial complex, make sure you are investing correctly. Don't just willy-nilly invest. You've been warned. Some things are coming. Papa says, we're not anti-war. We're anti-war. Truly one of the hardest mistakes you can make. Imagine thinking, hey, this guy said we're not going to war. Oh, we're going to war, we're gonna like it. And you're gonna like being there. And we're gonna lie to you. But it turns out today that swing state voters are backing Trump. Big surprise. Why would people flip on swing states when we're going to war? War is important for America. Because if we're not going to war, that means we're gonna have to do something about our debt. And we don't like that word, debt. That's a hard word. Big things happening. Voters in 6 queen states. Voters in 6 swing states think former President Donald Trump is more likely than Vice President. Turns out Kamala Harris still thinks Donald Trump is the Vice President. She's smart. Huge IQ. Trump is more likely than Vice President Harris to end the wars in Ukraine and Gaza. What would make you think that Trump is more likely to end wars? Huh? What would make you think that? I can't put my finger on what would make you think that Trump is more likely to end wars. I can't think of anything. I'm literally struggling at the moment. It's not like there's a headline right above my face. It's hard to read, folks. I have to have speech to read because I'm dyslexic. Vice President Harris isn't going to end wars, but Trump is. Ukraine and Gaza, effectively a potential Chinese attack on Taiwan, and advance U.S. interests internationally, according to a new poll. So she's not doing too hot on swing states. Can't imagine why. These swing states are important, especially if you're American. Papa says we're not just about an war is just about American as soccer and socialism. And then he also said Putin said if Trump gets elected, he would want to make a peace deal. Well, that's a lie. Because Trump pees on models in Russia. These are just the facts, folks. You don't want to handle it, you gotta go over somewhere else. Well, it turns out in a lovely town in Maine, cats are going missing. So we have war, tension in the Middle East. We have carriers being sent. The swing states are switching because people think that Trump is more likely to be the reason to stop war. Very surprising. And now we have cats missing. Why don't you tuck in, grab a nice blanket, and hear this beautiful story.
This is the last street that she was seen on.
2 weeks ago, Ann Foster's cat, Frankie Blue Eyes, went out at night as she usually does. But this time, she never came home.
She's so amazing and lovable.
What's
really
happening?
A hole in my heart without her.
Frankie is one of at least 16 cats in Bangor's Fairmount neighborhood that have gone missing in the past 2 months.
They just disappeared without a trace.
It's been a month since Matt Morgan's cat Eloise went missing. Morgan says in the time that he's lived in the neighborhood, this influx is unusual.
There was never this kind of spike of this kind of activity. And the animals that disappeared, they either were found, later or it just wasn't at that rate.
None of these cats have been found, making it hard for cat owners to get closure.
It's like you're in grief, but you can't really grieve because you don't know if they're actually gone.
Right.
What's on many neighbors' minds is why did this happen? Bangor's animal control officer, Trisha Bruin, who is investigating these incidents, says she believes the cats were killed by wildlife. But she says it's possible some cats ran away and will return or were stolen. The Maine Department of Inland Fisheries and Wildlife, though, does not believe it's wildlife, as foxes, coyotes, and fishers have always been in the area.
But my question is, where's her collar? Where's her remains if it was an animal?
No remains of any cats have been found, but Foster remains hopeful that she'll get answers.
Thank God.
I'm not going to give up hope on Frankie.
Don't give up hope on Frankie.
I'm hoping she comes home soon. And everybody
Frankie's not
else's
coming
cats,
home.
They're amazing. And they're such an important part of the family.
She's being
right
pooped
now,
out right
Bruin
now.
says that pet owners should keep their animals inside at night and supervise them during the day to ensure their safety.
Great
Bangor,
comment.
Katie Delaney, News Center, Maine.
Now, if you know anything about these disappearances, you can contact the Bangor Animal Control Officer by emailing trisha.bruin.
It's 2024. Papa says don't worry, Eloise is currently in someone's bowel movement. It's 2024 and things are changing, folks. Cats are no longer up in these streets. They're gone. Where could they go? They're not being eaten by wildlife. So what's happening? They're dying by suicide. What's happening to these poor widow cats? Swing states are changing. Maybe Maine is gonna all of a sudden change. I'll save the cats. I'll eat the cats. Well, I'll save the cats. I love the way the cats smell. I hate the cats so much. I love it. It's science. Use your 2 cents to think, why is the tide changing on Kamala? I can't figure it out. We're not lying about them tramps up in them streets. No more freedom for you, and no more freedom for freaking Frankie. Frankie! No! You're so loved, Frankie. Could it be Haitians? No, that's a right-wing conspiracy. And if it ever comes out to be true, we will be here waiting and laughing and saying, I told you so. That being the question, what does a cat taste like? It's Tuesday. We can eat whatever we want. Guys, have a wonderful day. I'll see you guys live a little later today. And remember, there's no longer cats in the streets in America. And we can't figure out why. Wink. Poor little Fwanky. He was just a nice little cat. And if there's his pin being dropped, so if you want to look her up and where she lives. Swing states are voting, are changing their vote from Harris to Trump. We're sending troops to the Middle East due to high tensions. But also remember, we are not about going to war. That's a Donald Trump thing. He'll start us in World War III. No. It's just a wonderful day. Okay. And remember to enjoy your Tuesday and tell someone you love, I love you. Don't be afraid to say it if you want. Say it twice. Say it 3 times. Say, there are troops up in these streets and I love you. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you guys a little later, a little live. We'll make a live, long show. We'll have a good time. We'll have mini margaritas. We'll have chips and queso. We'll have everything you need.